Welcome to Psychic Bent. My name is Carrie.
And I'm Kim. We are two sisters wanting to help other psychics learn and grow in their abilities and to help educate about spirits, angels, and everything psychic.
Welcome back, listeners, to Psychic Bent. And today's episode is on angel numbers. Very excited for this episode. Kim and I see numbers a lot, and Kim's going to go over what angel numbers are. We hope you find this episode entertaining and educational. Kim, you want to lead us off there?
Yeah, sure, but I just realized something, and I thought I'd go ahead and share it, that this is going to be our 25th episode. 25th episode! I was so excited for that. It's amazing.
Yay!
Yay! All right. With angel numbers, I'm sure everybody sees them but hasn't realized that that's what they are seeing. It's what you hear synchronicity when people say, oh, there's synchronicity there in this and that. But angel numbers are numbers that are sequences. For example, 111 or 2222. They can also be pattern numbers such as 123, 543, or 4545. You can see those anywhere. They can appear on ordinary places such as on digital clocks, prices when you're shopping at the store. They could show up on your receipts. I can't tell you how many times I've been at the grocery store or in any store, and all of a sudden it rings up on the register 333 or 1010. It happens so many different times. You can even see those on license plates. You just may be looking at something on the internet, and all of a sudden there's those numbers that appear. So those are considered angel numbers.
Why are they called angel numbers? Do we know?
Angel numbers, these are messages from the spirit world or universe that offer insight, wisdom, and direction from angels, your guides, your spirit guides, ancestors, and spirits, or even from your higher state of consciousness, your higher self. So that's why they're called angel numbers. They are messages from the spirit world or from the universe communicating with you. Usually it's your angels that are sending these messages. Now, these messages can confirm that you are on the right path. They can shed light for you on a complicated situation that you may be involved in, or explanations for things from the past. Or they're one of those knock you in the head with a board kind of thing to get your attention for a message about something that is going to happen to you or that has been happening to you and you haven't been paying attention to the messages that you are getting.
I hate it when that happens. It can be painful.
Yeah, it's a rough one. It can be painful. Because
Yes.
sometimes we're just so wrapped up in our everyday life that we forget to pay attention to messages. So sometimes they really have to get your attention, and these numbers could mean that. Now, a little bit of history behind the angel numbers. The ancient Greek philosopher Pythagoras, which is where the Pythagorean theorem came from, he was a brilliant mathematician. But in addition to inventing these unique quantitative solutions and stuff like that, he believed that our reality is a physical manifestation of the energetic vibrations of numbers. So skip a few thousand years into the future, to current days per se, in the early 20s, or in the early 2000s, not 20s, but 2000s, Doreen Virtue published dozens of books about angel numbers. And
there's Doreen again.
There she is again, exactly. So she was coining this term and exploring the unique mystical messages of number sequences. That's how angel numbers came about and a little bit of their history without getting into the left brain of it all. While the zodiac signs use personality traits and offers insights into your likes and dislikes and your taste and preferences. Angel numbers don't shed light on your identity. It's rather a way in which you're moving through the world. Another characteristic of angel numbers is that they're extremely fluid. You may be followed by an angel number for years, or you may experience an angel number as a singular event or occurrence. That's where the fluidity comes in. It can follow you, or it can just be a one-time thing, but it is more about what is happening in your life and your decisions currently, not your personality or your identity. So the reason angel numbers appear in the most simple of places in the environment is because the spiritual universe is intentionally offering a gentle reminder that you're moving through something greater than any day-to-day circumstances. You're on a mission and there's a purpose. Because we are all, as we've talked about before, we've signed on for this life to complete certain tasks, that you've agreed to live this life a certain way and go through the different trials and tribulations and learn lessons for this life. And the angel numbers are telling you if you're on that path or if you need to maybe think about doing something different. Does that all make sense?
Yes, I think so, but I'm all into angel numbers, so yeah. Um, what I find interesting is because I always see 333. And like you said,
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned that numbers can follow you. So consistently 333 is what I usually see, although the other day I had 555, which was unusual. But I feel that
Mm.
333 has been following me.
Well, this leads us to our next point. Have you been journaling when you're seeing 333? Because journaling your angel number sightings, it's a powerful way of interpreting and understanding your guardian angel's messages.
But I think, like usually it happens a lot when I'm communicating with you on the phone and we're talking about the podcast or we're talking about something, and that's usually what I'll say, hey, it's 333. So sometimes I think the
Mm,
numbers show up to you when you're doing something that you're supposed to be doing as like confirmation.
I agree.
So if you're doing something, or it's trying to get your attention, obviously, but because there's times that you'll be talking to me and you'll say it's 222, and I'll be like, I'm not here, but because two different time zones. But I think that it kind of depends on what's going on at that time those numbers appear. Like I can't be journaling when I'm driving down the road, but I can pay attention to, well, what was I thinking when those numbers appeared? What was I doing? Was I talking to someone? What was going on when these numbers appeared? Why is it getting my attention?
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. So by journaling, it also allows you to delve deeper into your connection with the universe and find patterns you may have missed before. When you document angel numbers as they appear, you're sending a message to the universe that you are ready to receive the guidance. And it is an intentional act that allows your mind to stay open. And as we know, intention is a huge part of manifestation, which applies to manifesting angel numbers as well. When you see angel numbers, the first thing to do is to take a moment to think about it, as you were saying. What was on your mind when you saw it? What ideas did you have, thoughts, and even what type of impressions did you have when you saw that number? The next step, when you can, is to write it down in a journal or a notebook or even just the notes app on your phone and write what the angel number was. What were you thinking about at the time of seeing the angel number? What was going on in your life? And even write down the date.
Why do you need the date?
Well, the date is so that you can go back and reference, okay, so on this date, blah, 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 I had this sighting of this angel number and this was going on in my life. And then,
So like when you normally do it, as you normally journal, do it like a normal journal.
correct, as you normally journal, but if you start seeing a pattern that on the 23rd of this month, it helps you see patterns as well, because on the 23rd of each month I see this same angel number. Why? It helps you.
Well, that could, yeah, that you could totally go down a, I'm not gonna say rabbit hole because I said rabbit hole so much on the last episode, but um, you could, then you're into your whole numerology thing, right? Because if you're seeing it on the 23rd of each month, the same numbers, are you going to delve into numerology, or I mean, how would you
Yeah,
navigate that?
because angel numbers is a part of numerology. So you would end up having to dive
Yeah.
deeper into the numerology aspect of it. So, yeah.
So you may want to get that app.
Yeah. That's true. So by keeping track of the angel number sightings, you're going to be able to, like I said, look back at past moments, see if there's a connection, a message that you need to be aware of that you haven't been trying to figure out. Whenever I was reading on this as well, one person had said that by journaling, they would eventually fall out of the journaling, and then they would all of a sudden see an angel number again and start journaling again. So they went back and discovered that they would always stop journaling when they went through a stage of depression and then started again whenever they were coming up out of their depression. So that made them aware that this is something that they probably need to recognize sooner, that they are starting to head into a depressive time in their life and maybe work on themselves in that way. Kind of interesting, right?
So were the numbers giving them the message that they were about ready to become depressed, or
Yes, this person saw the angel number 397, which is a pattern number, and that number is healing and self-care. So when she would see that, she
okay,
finally figured out that this is okay, you had a moment where you were not caring for yourself. You were not taking care of yourself, that it's a reminder that your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being should be a priority, and they had stopped putting that priority into their life. So she went back and looked at the pattern and realized she was getting that message every time. She stopped journaling for a day or two. She began to realize that she needed to get back to it and work on herself. She felt much better after doing that. So I found that very interesting.
yeah, it's very interesting. It's funny is I never thought of pattern numbers. I always just thought of consecutive numbers. So it's interesting that they could be any kind of number combination.
Right. There's any kind of number combination that you could have. Now each individual single digit has its own meaning, and then when it goes into the sequence or the pattern, it helps define what those numbers are.
Okay.
After you start becoming aware of these numbers and you start journaling them, the next thing is you need to decode the numbers to find out what the message actually was, like the 397 being for self-help. Write down what you were feeling or the emotions you had when you first spotted the numbers. If you aren't certain about that, write it in the journal that you just didn't really have a feeling or emotion when you saw it. It could just be a general message. So these single number digits that I was speaking of, there are 9 of them, or 10 of them, of course, if you include 0 in there. And they have their own individual numbers, like I said. For example, angel number 0, it rarely appears by itself. It is a symbol of pending shifts or the onset of new beginnings. The new beginnings may not have developed yet, but they're on their way. Angel number 1 is a sign of new beginnings, changes, and a call to open yourself up to the new things. And it confirms something new is happening in your life. Angel number 2 is a sign of harmony and intuition. It brings warnings and good news. It is usually a call for you to trust yourself, the divine, and this whole process that you're in. And it calls for harmony. If experiencing chaos or you're overwhelmed, it reminds you to slow down, approach life with balance, and not through sheer force.
That's for 2?
That's for number 2. That's the single number 2.
Right.
Angel number 3 is a sign of creativity, intelligence, and individuality. It usually signifies how much power we have to make necessary changes and calls for us to be accountable for our actions and remain faithful to ourselves in our lives. So that number 3 in a single form, magnified with 2 more 3s, as you see, is a sign that you are extremely crafty, creative, intelligent,
Crafty.
and crafty, I guess. Depends on which definition you want to use for crafty.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. Sorry. Now, angel number 4 is a symbol of safety, stability, and support. It serves one of 2 purposes. It reminds you that the universe is there and your guides are there to support and encourage you. Or number 2 is to call for you to trust in your abilities. Your guides are urging you to trust in yourself and remain grounded. Angel number 5 is a symbol of courage, freedom, vitality, experience, and adaptability. It signifies that something new is on the way. Usually it is a positive change. Your guides encourage you to embrace the unique experience and be courageous enough to accept these new changes. Angel number 6 is a symbol for nurturing, protection, harmony, and healing. It is a reminder that your guides to foster peace in your environment, cultivate balance within yourself. If your pursuits have been too materialistic, your guides send you this number to remind you to foster your spiritual connection. It means to pay attention to your spiritual connection there. Angel number 7 is spiritual awakening, introspection, and consciousness. It is a sign that you must look within. It usually appears when you're about to experience a spiritual or emotional shift that will bring you closer to yourself and the universe. It is also considered a symbol of perfection.
Well, that one's interesting.
Yes, I found that one interesting too. Through the research, I was like, I had a problem with the word perfection, but because I don't believe anything we do as humans is perfection. I really don't. Can you really be perfect?
Well, I guess it's your definition of perfection because, nothing is absolutely perfect, but there's perfect moments,
Yeah, there could be perfect moments, yeah.
Yeah. I have a perfect cat. Perfectly
Oh, of
rotten.
course you do. Perfectly rotten? No, my nephew isn't rotten. Okay, so angel number 8 is abundance, self-reliance, prosperity, and material freedom. It is your guide's assurance that your efforts will be rewarded. The universe is urging you to remain patient and be ready to receive your abundance. And then the last single digit angel number is 9, and it is wisdom, accomplishment, and fulfillment. It is the reminder that you are in charge of your destiny. It symbolizes your strength and ability to make choices that will transform your life. You are reminded to dig deeper and tap into your power to bring the needed changes. So those are the angel numbers on a single level.
So on a single level, so if you could be saying a single number too, it means something. I never even thought of that either. I just thought it had to be a group of numbers.
The single numbers make up the sequence and the pattern numbers. You get the angel number on the single level, and then it is multiplied or put into the sequence, and that's where the number of times, like for instance with the 111, it takes the definition of 1 and it makes it stronger or more powerful, bigger the message.
Okay. So they're really trying to get your attention if you see three or more.
Yes, yes, they are. They are. Yeah. Three or more, it's the bigger, like it's 444. They're saying, hey, hello, hello, hello. Pay attention here.
So when you see numbers that are like 2, 3, 4, 5,
Uh-huh.
so you're basically taking the definition of all those numbers and trying to make something of it by compiling it together.
Correct. Right. And you could also go online and research the different angel numbers and what that meaning could be. For example, we usually go to, well, I can only speak of myself, but I'm pretty sure you do as well. I do a lot of mine on antiflows.com website to research angel numbers because she gives the angel number in different perspectives. You could have the angel numbers through the spirituality, numerology aspect, then it could be the biblical meaning of that angel number or the Hindu definition of what that angel number could mean. So there's so many different areas where you could get information, and she really explains it very well on the different angel numbers through the different practices. And then you can pick, or not pick, but
Yeah, she's really good for dream analysis too.
right. Then you can determine which one feels best or right for your situation and what you're experiencing. There's many different sources besides Anti-Flow. You purchase books on angel numbers. There's all kinds of information out there available. Just do your research, try to figure out what it is that the angels are trying to tell you. I have compiled a list and some definitions on the common numbers and the sequence numbers if you would be interested in some of those. And I do have some examples whenever we get to, I got some stories to tell when we get through some of these.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I think that the first one that I'm going to cover is we'll just go in order and I'll do some of the common ones. A common sequence one. The first one is 111 or 1111. And this one usually appears on a digital clock. A lot of these, the three sequence number part of it appears on the digital clocks. That's probably the most common synchronicity that we run across.
I've seen them like you said on the clock, but like if I'm going on a trip and I've got my navigation thing up,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just look over at how many miles I have to go or what my arrival time is going to be or whatever, and I'll see, angel numbers there as well. It's kind of fun.
Right, it is, it is. And like you experienced the other day, you looked up and saw it on the gas station price.
Yes, 333 for cash or credit. It was the same.
Yeah.
So I saw it twice.
Yeah, yeah. So they could be seen anywhere. I see them, I look at license plates all the time whenever we're traveling, and I see them all the time on license plates as well as they go by. So the 111 is a pending manifestation. The number one is a powerful manifestation figure. If you encounter one as an angel number, that's the opportunity to make a wish, set an intention, plant a seed of what you would like to happen, because this is believed to indicate the green light from the universe. You are working with extraordinary support from your angels, guides, and ancestors. So at that moment, the present and future are connected. The next one is 222 or 2222. Experiencing two in a sequence could mean that someone, either in the physical realm or spiritual domain, is helping you get where you need to go. Seeing twos could also indicate that it's an excellent time to reach out to your most trusted companion to see if divine collaboration is possible. The symbol of hope is part of the 222 sequence, and you are receiving assurance that tough times will pass and that you might stay strong and keep your faith alive. That's what you need to do. Not might, but you should stay strong and keep your faith alive. Now, I do see 222 frequently.
You do.
I do see 222 frequently. I have to be honest with everyone, my journaling part of angel numbers really started with this research because it never occurred to me just, which I don't know why it didn't, but to write it down to try to understand why I am seeing these numbers a lot. But I have noticed that thinking back that whenever I do see 222 and I do see 111 a lot, thinking back upon it, yes, these two different definitions are of these two numbers is really what was happening in my life at that time because I know I was seeing 111 a lot. And then we started doing the podcast. Carrie came up with the idea, and then we started doing the research for the podcast. And so it was preparing me that this opportunity was coming along.
And you came kicking and screaming.
I did. I did.
I don't want to do it.
And that also applied to the 222 to trust in you that what we were going to be doing, that there were going to be some tough times, and to keep strong and keep my faith and understand that this is a path we needed to go on together. So I always,
Yes.
that's just, I didn't, like I said, didn't even think to journal it or to start journaling it, but I know I've had those throughout my life.
Well, I never thought to journal it either, and we're always talking about journaling, and we journal everything else,
Yeah.
dreams, messages, things you get when meditating. Why wouldn't you? I just never thought of it.
Right.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. That was interesting. It was just like a light bulb moment or kind of thing.
The clouds parted and the
lights
sun came down
came
and
on. Yep, sun.
shined
Yep,
on you.
yep. It was just like, oh wow, this all makes so much sense. Anyway,
so they were finally she got it. Finally, she understood it.
She understands now. Oh my gosh.
Took her long enough.
Yeah. Somebody can put the board away now.
No, I'm sure it still needs to be used for something else.
I'm sure.
I've had the bored moment this week, so yeah.
Yeah. So the next one we're going to be talking about is your number, the 333 or 3333. Now I can say that I have not seen the 4 threes that I'm aware of, but I have seen the 333.
I don't think I've seen 4 threes either. If I'd been journaling it, I would know for sure.
Right.
But I don't think I've seen 4 of them. I usually I have been seeing 3s for as long as I can remember. 3 of the 3s. It's hard to say that 3 threes.
Yes.
But I've been seeing that for forever.
Yeah. Now, this could mean that you have the opportunity to add your unique talents and abilities to a situation. And the presence of the 3s indicates that by leaning into your gifts, you'll find more value and abundance in whatever circumstances you're navigating, and that your artistic expression is critical. Positive change and growth are on the way, and believe in your ability to find ways of adapting to new changes.
Well, I've had a lot of changes.
Yeah. So that applies to you, right? I mean, by that
Yes,
definition,
yes.
I mean, and I can say that as well from the things that I can remember, that when I think I've seen that 333, that applied as well. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So 444 or
That sounds funny. 444.
or 4444.
Are you speaking French?
Oui. That's all I got.
That's it. Okay.
Yep. That is a symbol for stabilization or stabilization. What the heck? Stabilization.
Stability?
Yes, stability.
Stability?
There we go. Observing 4 suggests that you're in the process of grounding, rooting, and cultivating an infrastructure that's truly built to last. When interacting with 4, don't be afraid to ask for help or assistance, especially if you're navigating long-term projects that require specific expertise. Fundamentally, this is about establishing trust that will empower you to reach new heights. It's all about positive transformation coming. This change may come with challenges, and your guides need you to understand that the universe has not forsaken you. This will pass and take you to the other side of this positive change.
I don't think I've ever really encountered 444. Have you?
Yeah, that was exactly what I was going to say. I don't know that. Well, I think I have, but it's been very rare. Because I think that years ago being when you and I really started talking about these abilities and such on the phone, I would see 444 sometimes, and I think that was my wake-up call
Okay, cool.
that things were going to be starting to positive turn around. I had a difficult time during COVID, so I think that's where this was coming when I saw 444 that would put us through, that there were positive things going to be coming in life. So yeah, I think I've had that, but not very often have I experienced that one. The next one is 555 or 5555. So the presence of 5 suggests major changes could be on the horizon. If you've been feeling stuck or stifled or even inspired, observing 5 reveals that massive shifts might be in the works. For now, these transformations may be occurring behind the scenes, and in other words, key decision makers are still weighing options. But 5s appear as an angel number suggests you're on the right path, and your guides are telling you that change is on the way and urging you to allow yourself to accept these recent changes.
Goody, more changes.
Yeah. I was gonna
Goody.
say. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of stories of some angel numbers that I have experienced, and one is with the 555. So the first part of it is angel number 222. I was thinking about this particular topic one day. This topic that we're discussing, angel numbers.
Okay, I was going to say what
The, the,
particular topic.
yeah,
It's like, okay,
yeah. This
I
this
gotcha.
yeah, this angel number topic. And my entire focus was on doing this research and trying to figure out what information was I going to be using. How am I going to cover this? What am I going to say? And, do we go all left brained on it and then go, into the spiritual part of it and everything? And then 222 had been appearing many different times while I've been working on it or while I've been working on the podcast. As I started thinking about these angel numbers and why is 222 appearing during this subject and the podcast, and I felt that this was a message from my guides letting me know to slow down and look at the big picture, because this is something that I need to recognize in myself and that I need to work on, that I have a tendency of focusing on all of these minor things and what am I going to do? How am I going to say it? Where am I going to go? And this causes me to miss the big picture of what it is we're trying to do. And by doing this episode and the research on it, it made me realize, oh, slow down, take a step back and look at the whole thing.
Yeah, you had a light bulb moment. That's great.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I think that when you focus on all of the little things and you're just so caught up at that you sometimes can't hear spirit talking to you either.
Right. So they have to show it to me.
Right, right.
I have to see it to believe it, kind of thing. That's my left brain. I know, I get it, but
Yes, yes. We're working on that.
yeah, trying. So then,
Well, but you know what? That was a great, because you didn't have to slow down and see the message, but it got to you. It made you realize, and you were very excited about doing this particular episode. So I think you were getting nudged from weeks ago
right.
to they've been working on you
Yes.
for a
Yes.
little bit, for a couple of weeks now.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. 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 Well, actually, they've been working on this 222 since January. So
The thing is, with the, doing the podcast, there is a lot of pressure. You don't want to guide people incorrectly, and there's a lot of pressure with it. You want to give sound information, you want to be educational, you want to help. So there is pressure that does go with, doing the podcast and doing the research. And then then you were adding more pressure to yourself while
Yeah.
doing the research. So now maybe you can just enjoy the podcast.
I do enjoy the podcast. It's just that
Okay, good.
I put a lot of pressure on myself, yeah. And that was telling me that's what I'm doing, and I need to stop and just look at the whole picture. So I really
Right.
appreciate
Yay.
that number. Yeah, yay. So the next one, this I'm going to also mix in with this one a sequence number, a pattern number as well, because it all goes together. And then we'll go back to finishing the rest of the sequence numbers information that I have and then get into some of these patterns. But this next one was angel number 555. On this day, this particular day, I saw 555 twice on the clock and saw it on my computer while I was doing research into a dream that I had the previous night. Now, this is how you can throw this stuff all together. It was just another light bulb moment for me. But my dream research was indicating that I'm not going to go into the dream, of course.
I don't know, you have some doozies. This might be good.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll do a dream interpretation episode where I can get into some of them doozies.
We might need to do that.
Yeah. So the research on my dream was indicating that I was having many uncertainties and anxieties over changes in life. And it was showing that there are changes that were headed my way, and also that I was losing touch with my true identity. The previous day, I was having a very negative conversation in my head about my abilities, myself, and I was feeling very sad about Mom passing. And yes, I know that ego came for a visit that day.
Yes, ego was running rampant through your house.
Yes,
Knocking things over.
Oh, definitely. But then the angel number 555 validated the message that I got, that I was receiving from my dream research on what happened. And the next number also happened on this same day was 636. And that's a pattern number. And that number symbolizes new opportunities, manifesting abundance, and aligning with your higher purpose. It's a sign from your guardian angels that you're on the right path to achieve your long-term goals with their guidance and support. So it was letting me know that pay attention here. It's okay. And you're going to be it's a great opportunity to move forward and through this and open myself up to my higher purpose.
Well, it's so easy to get distracted with these negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And we forget to be mindful, at the moment. Like, okay, let's stop. Because you have all those everybody has doubts. Everybody does.
Right.
Everybody has some level of self-doubt in whatever. But it's good that you were able to identify, but the universe was really trying to whack you on the head if you had a dream about it and was seeing the numbers. It was just like, what else do we need to do here, Kim? It's like, get out of your head.
Yeah. So it was just such a really eye-opening experience, it's really interesting.
It's really interesting how all of these things are tied together. Like when we were talking about numerology and the app, how accurate it was, and how scary accurate it was. And then you're talking about angel numbers and how accurate is that?
Mm-hmm.
It's just really interesting how, spirit makes all this come together and has different layers to it. It's just amazing.
It is. And then you throw in the dreams as well and doing that dream research.
Yes.
It's just amazing. Amazing.
It's really funny. like we said, our sister was out of the country and she's back now. And so we started the podcast while she was out of the country and she had no idea we had the podcast going. And she just finished numerology this morning. And I get the message, is this the right app? And I'm like, yes, that's the numerology app. And she's like, oh my gosh, this is so accurate. It's just, so it's kind of interesting that it's not just you and me. We have other people that have done the numerology app, and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so accurate. I had no idea. And then now we're throwing out another aspect of numerology that is, again, seems to be very accurate.
Right. And if you recall from the numerology episode, we did mention that you had an angel number, and I have a single digit angel number as well. And as we
Right.
talked about earlier, what the single digits mean. So I thought that was interesting. Little tie in there.
Yes.
Okay, so the next one, for a lot of people, there is a fear and a negative connotations or religious associations with, and that is the number 666 or 6666. That actually, within angel numbers, it is actually a very supportive, compassionate, love, nurturing, and empathetic nature number. Now, pay attention to things that matter in your life. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Things may not always go according to your plan, but you know that you can choose how you want to interpret a situation, reminding that everything happens for a reason. The angel number is there to let you know that balance is essential in life, and you shouldn't neglect the aspects of your life that bring you joy and peace. So to me, there's no negative there. It's just such a positive number that you can see. 777 or 7777 is experiencing this number means that good fortune, especially finance-wise, could be on the way. I wish I saw that number a lot. I'm just saying.
That would be good.
Right?
That just made me think of casino games,
That is
777.
Yeah. That is exactly it. So it represents new monetary opportunities may arise. It invites you to branch out and explore possibilities beyond your comfort zone. Short-term gigs may become lucrative, consistent income streams. And so integrating your spirituality with your values is the perfect expression of this energy. The universe is assuring you that your connection with the divine has grown and deepened, and you are in tune with who you are, manifesting results that align with your goals and values. So that one is very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm really surprised that you don't see that one more often, because you always have these, like even with your crafts, when you get quick orders every once in a while, you know what I mean, at just the right time and stuff like that. And I'm surprised you're not
Yes.
seeing the 777 to signify that you're going to have these short little gigs and stuff to do to help with your income stream and such, because they do seem to happen right when you need it.
Yes, I had quite a bit of special orders. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? It was back to back to back. I spent the entire weekend and some nights after work, trying to complete these special orders. And then, the gem show was this weekend, so I used all that money for the gem show.
That's okay. That's
Yeah,
allowed.
it helped financially, yes. I mean, because I didn't go crazy at the gem show, because I'm a rock hoarder and we know this.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of fun that every time I got an order, I put the money on my altar.
Right.
So it stayed there, and so I guess in essence, I was trying to manifest
Right.
more.
Right.
And so, yeah,
But then
I was manifesting more.
yeah, and that probably would explain why you're not seeing the 777 then, because you are already working on this manifesting and not
Right.
needing the message or confirmation from spirit. That makes sense.
Yeah, because I've been really working on developing my manifestation techniques and such.
Cool.
So that was one of the focuses
Hmm.
was abundance, financial abundance.
Right. Exactly. Okay, so 888 or 8888. This is one of the most divine numbers in numerology. Of course, it signifies infinity. But observing this number can reflect a connection to the spiritual universe in a powerful way. This number is associated with abundance and fortune. Your guide reminds you not to lose your connection with who you are and to keep in mind that life is worthwhile when there is balance and harmony. Don't let material abundance cloud your mind and vision. Stay focused while you enjoy the results of your hard work. Those who believe in an afterlife may see eights as a sign that they're receiving supernatural support from loved ones who've crossed on.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. I cannot recall
I
experiencing
don't
an
see
888.
eight.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't see triple eights.
right. And as
Interesting.
yeah, as I said, 8 is the symbol of infinity, and it's the endless loop that transcends any one lifetime. So don't be afraid to dive into your intuition when this angel number appears, because it could be a loved one wanting to communicate with you.
Very good.
Thank you. So then 999 is the last, or 9999 is the last of the sequence numbers. As the final digit in numerology, the presence of nines suggests a chapter may be coming to an end.
Hmm.
Yeah, right? It is a sign that a meaningful cycle could come to a close and you'll soon be beginning a new journey. Likewise, it is an excellent time to step outside your comfort zone, expand your horizons, and explore new territory. Whether you're interested in venturing into a new career or going back to school, the spiritual universe will be sure to support your courageous choices.
Interesting.
So, we're going to kind of go through these next ones as far as the pattern numbers. Okay, so when you see the pattern 1, 2, 3, it represents continuous progress. The new opportunities you pursue will experience improvement and advancement. Take advantage of the opportunities that come your way. Use your creativity to explore this new path and don't let fears hold you back. So that's a good one to see.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Now, it's the guides, spirit guides, assurance that personal growth and progress will be present on your new journey. Proceed cautiously and make certain you set up the right foundations as you embark on the new pursuit. Your guide is urging you to trust in yourself and your abilities and to pursue your new path while staying true to your values and priorities. Now, I have a little quick story about an angel number that I saw. Now, I woke up late. I woke up in the middle of the night, let's just say it. I do that every once in a while, quite frequently. And the number that I saw on the clock was 233, which is a pattern number. Now, before seeing this number, I when I woke up, I was thinking about, again, my abilities and if I was on the right path. And that angel number 233 carries a significant message about trust and faith. It often appears when you're feeling lost or uncertain about your path in life. Doubts about your future and where you're headed might be weighing heavily on your mind. Your angels want you to trust yourself and believe in the larger plan. So that was perfect for what I was thinking when I woke up and saw that number.
You needed that message.
Right, right.
And I think because you're left brain, that sometimes it's hard to wrap around what the universe is saying because it's not black and white. Does that make sense?
Yes, and also to question,
Yeah.
are they really talking to me? You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
You question it. Is that really a message from me? Or am I just
Yeah, I think you question it more when you're getting a message you don't want.
Well, yeah, that too.
When you're being told no, you're like, let me, no, no. Let me ask that question again, differently.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. So the next that I found interesting was 321. Your guides promise that new opportunities are on their way and you need to be open to exploring this new beginning. While the descending sequence may make it seem like there is no progress, this is far from the truth. The descending sequence signifies that you must reflect on your current path and circumstances. Use the lessons learned to help you navigate the upcoming experience. Your guides are assuring you of their support, and it is up to you to take the leap of faith. I found that one interesting.
That is interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, I need to pay more attention because I was only paying attention to consecutive numbers. I mean, like, same numbers consecutively, like the 333. So now I'm thinking, what messages have I missed?
Right? I
You
was
know,
thinking,
what
yeah,
what were they trying to tell me? And I just like going la 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 la. So I'm
yeah.
just kind of like, okay,
That's what I found fascinating too. I'm like, oh my gosh, how many other messages have I missed before besides the obvious ones?
right. Well, it may start with the obvious ones, and then when you get more into the research of it, then I guess you become more aware of the other numbers. But I was talking to someone the other day, and they were telling me that, we were talking about angel numbers, and they were like, they were saying, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 all the time, and I'm like, really, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, and, so, and then you said what that meant. Well, that's about right
Yeah.
for this person. Okay, so,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly. Okay, so 1010 signifies that the new shifts in your life will happen at an accelerated pace. Your new chapter is coming and its momentum is high. The presence of the angel number 0 is a sign of higher vibrations and greater alignment, which propels manifestations forward at an unprecedented pace. Your guides are letting you know that you need to be ready for new opportunities. 1122, the universe promises that the shift you are experiencing will have a positive progression. This is an assurance that your anxiety and fears need not hold you back as the universe is rallying behind you. Good things are coming your way, even if the new shift is scary. After I researched that one, I realized that I had been seeing 1122 quite a bit and didn't know,
oh
as we
really?
were talking about, that was, well, yeah, because I didn't know that was a thing. And it makes sense because I thought a lot of things were scary.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
But we all have that mindset at some point where the unknown is just scary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So 2244 is the manifestation of this number is the universe sign that your focus should be on the things that align with your life's goals and purpose. Your guides are reminding you that your time should be spent building the foundations for the life you want and pursuing your dreams, passions, and goals. And we have just a few more here.
Okay.
397, this set of angel numbers reminds you to look within. Your guides are reminding you to bring yourself into focus. We tend to lose ourselves in the hustle and bustle of life. So we do that so much. We forget that we need to reset and recharge. I have no idea where focus was coming from there.
Well, maybe spirit was wanting you to focus or
I
wanting you to
think
stay
so.
focused.
Because we did cover this one already earlier. So, healing and self care are important. It is a reminder that your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well being should be a priority. 727722. These angel numbers are a symbol of spiritual progress. Your
What was that
angels,
number again? I'm sorry.
seven,
What was that number again?
72 or
72.
7722.
Okay. Okay. Sorry
Okay?
about that.
No, that's fine. There were a lot of sevens and twos in that one.
there were. I'm like, what was that again?
Yeah.
Oh, shiny, look.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Squirrel. Yeah. These angel numbers are a symbol of spiritual progress. Your angels are assuring you that you are growing spiritually and spiritual awakening is near. You are shedding the things that don't serve you. You are opening yourself up to things that serve you and align with your true self.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then the last one I have is 83 or 83 and 8833. This is your guide's reminder that you can achieve great things independently. Working collaboratively has its benefits, but sometimes working alone takes you farther. This angel number is a reminder to trust in your abilities and to embrace isolation as you work towards achieving your goals.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were all ones that I found very interesting and resonated a lot with a lot of these. So feel free to do your own research, everyone, when you recognize angel numbers.
I just think it's interesting that you have a compulsion to look at a clock at a specific time. So basically you're being nudged. Look at the clock, you
Oh,
know,
yes, exactly.
and you're like, oh, three,
Yeah,
three, three. It's so when you're getting nudged to look at it. I mean, I'm going to pay more attention to what the sequence of numbers are, because usually I'll look and I'm like, okay, that's what time it is. Not realizing that, well, this could be an angel number message coming through.
yeah.
Because it's not because I was just always in the consecutive numbers, or the 333 or 555. So that was really interesting. To kind of blows your mind a little bit. I got to do more. I got to think more now.
Well, exactly. And when you just said that, the number on my clock on my computer was 929, and that signals the end of one era so that a new one can begin. Seeing 929 means that,
Okay,
yeah, that one aspect or part of your life may be coming to a close, but don't be sad. Something new and fulfilling is coming to take its place. It's also a sign that now is the time to take action and make positive changes in your life. I can resonate with
so
that one
take
too.
action, Kim.
Exactly.
Take action. Get your pitchfork fork and the villagers and attack the castle. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. So that's everything that's what I came up with for this episode. It was really, really fascinating and interesting.
But it sounded like you really needed to do the research on this episode.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, so it really worked out. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, and I learned a lot from it too. It was really interesting. Kim and I were discussing the podcast yesterday, and I'm just like, you're taking the lead on this one. And she's like, thanks a lot. But you were so excited about it, and then I see why you were learning so much, and things were making sense to you, so you needed to basically take the lead on this one. It was
Yeah.
definitely, this episode was for you, kid.
Yeah. Well, it just allowed me to understand what was happening, that this is
Yes.
why you're seeing these things. When you're dreaming, yes, this can be a confirmation. By doing this research, you get this angel number. It's confirming what you're doing, or not
Yeah.
doing.
And it's interesting to see what all spirit uses to communicate with you and try to get your attention.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's really kind of funny. I don't know if we're going to leave this in or not, but I've had a terrible run of luck with tires and screws.
Yes, you have.
I've had 3 instances where my tire's gone flat, and each time there's a screw in it. 2 of those screws were areas where I had to replace the tire
Mm-hmm.
altogether, and then one was able to get plugged. And they're always the back tires, so never the front tire. And when you're close to a situation, sometimes it's really hard as a psychic to get a read on it because you're just too close.
Yes.
So, so yesterday I'm like, I felt I needed to go to visit Christy at the Mage Apothecary, a little blurb for Christy there. And I just showed her the picture. I said, what are you getting off this? Because I'm way too close. And she's like, well, you're not listening. That they're trying to, that your spirit guides are telling you something and you're refusing to listen. You're wanting something that isn't going to happen the way you think it's going to happen, and you just need to accept that. And it made perfect sense with what's going on with my life. And she says, "This is the last one." I said, "Oh, please let it be the last one." Because I've had the vehicle since the end of January.
Yes.
It's like. And really interesting note was, I went to I went down to Georgia to the Walmart there because they have an automotive department where locally here they don't have one. So it's just not that far away. It's like maybe a 20-minute drive. I went in with need a new tire kind of situation, and I got the last tire there, and they gave me a $93 credit on my tire.
That's amazing.
So I paid $55, and I'm looking at the 2 5s like going,
Mm-hmm.
because it didn't click, until you start talking about what all the different numbers mean, and then I'm just like, I paid $55. Oh, there's 2 5s.
Well,
Okay.
there's 5, and 0, 0, so research that part of it.
It was and 4 cents.
Oh, and 4 cents. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Never
yeah,
mind.
yeah. But I thought, what are the chances of getting, because they gave me credit for the tire that I purchased 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I guess it was under some sort of warranty in that, but it was like, it was nice that I didn't have to buy a brand new tire at full price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
But see, where you're not listening, I would say that was the board on the head to kind of get your attention, because the last one was very obvious.
Yes.
The placement of the screw, the tire was, and it was a shiny screw. It wasn't old. And so it was everything to get your attention.
Yeah.
Will you stop and look at this? Kind of thing. So I've changed the focus and listening better now. And so hopefully things happen quickly now. I'm trying to manifest.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
But I think that I was causing the delay in things in my life because I was so bent on trying to manifest what I wanted. And when we do that, when we're manifesting, but I wasn't listening to what the universe was responding to or what spirit guides were telling me. Like, no, that's not right. We're going to, you could do this, but what you're trying to manifest is not going to happen.
Yeah, your life path was not that way to go, and it was saying, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes. So hopefully it's the end of the flat tires. But of course, there were 3 of them.
Yes, you're number 3.
3 tires,
yeah.
3 screws. So we've got, so the 3s are happening, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, I think we've pretty much covered angel numbers. What do you think, Kim? You have anything else to add to that?
No, I think that's all I have. It's just take it up on yourselves to research it too, and don't forget to journal, because it's really interesting when you go back and read what you've been shown. It's really neat.
Yes. I'm going to put a quick blurb on for journaling. You don't have to sit down every day and do a paragraph, but just try to make an entry in your journal every day. Whether it's a positive affirmation or it's going to be a great day, claiming a great day, whatever. Just get into the habit of doing it, not just, sporadically doing it. And I just think that helps with manifesting and helps with your intention and being mindful.
Yes, and it also helps you be able to identify when you are receiving a message that you've written down but haven't determined that is a message that you should be paying attention to. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
All right, everyone. Well, I think we're going to wrap this up. So thank you for listening, and hopefully you've enjoyed today's podcast. And Kim, what's our next episode going to be?
Well, Carrie, at this point in time, we're not really certain what our next episode is going to be. So I think we're going to keep it a surprise.
Yeah, we're kind of working through a couple ideas.
Exactly.
We got a couple things we're trying to see which one's going to come next or not, and we're still researching them. So, okay. So we will see you next time, and you will find out what the topic is at that point.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't be specific, but
That's okay. If you guys have any comments, questions, experiences, please reach out to us on our Facebook page or Messenger under Psychic Bent Podcast. Or, Kim, what's the email address?
the email address is psychicbent1@gmail.com.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Bye.
Bye. May your light shine bright.
Thank you so much for listening to our podcast, Psychic Bent. If you enjoyed Psychic Bent, please like, follow, rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. We can be reached on Facebook at Psychic Bent Podcast. Our email address is psychicbent1@gmail.com. May your light shine bright.